Philippines, I'm Irish, and the topic of today's short talk is make your Filipina work for it.
Hey, what up guys? Welcome back to the Matthew and Carlene channel. Today we're reacting to, you'll get the idea once we get into it. So let's get into it, shall we?
This is a true and all too common story in the Philippines. A guy from the US met a Filipina online from Cebu. She was so super maganda, skinny, beautiful face, and super fit. He was in his late 50s and she was 22. After a few days of chatting, she told him she loved him and wanted to be with him. He couldn't believe his luck. Not only was she young and beautiful, but she wanted to come and live with him in the US. So of course, he was super excited and imagined how awesome life would be to have her with him. He took a quick trip to the Philippines and took her to the nicest resort in Cebu. On the second day, they were together. He proposed with an engagement ring. He immediately started the fiancé visa paperwork, and within a few months, he flew to the US to be with him. They got married right away. A few weeks later, she was gone. Sayang. So when foreigners come to the Philippines to date Filipinas, the overwhelming majority.
Okay, looks like this girl is working with some outdated information. Not her fault. Not her fault. Trust me when I say this, me and Carlene can tell all of you from first-hand experience, immigration is nothing like the way they make it out to be on television. It honest to God is not. For example, what me and Carlene have been researching and going through is that a green card alone does not give you immunity from deportation. The girl you're talking to will still have to submit 3 to 5 years worth of evidence of being in a committed marriage with you before she gets that. Bottom line is, if that was really the girl's agenda, if it really was, like I said before, her level of stupidity is going to be so high up there. You could spot it a mile away if you take your time getting to know her. That's the key factor. Take your time. Don't flap immediately. Because let's face it, even if you're just getting the basic concept of dating down, for regular daily FaceTime conversations, there's a limited amount of time someone can keep their true intentions hidden from you. There really is.
Majority of them make things way too easy for them. A foreigner will show up and get super excited that he's dating a young, beautiful Filipina. And then here's typically what happens. He changes his entire life for her. He waits for her to show up on dates. He gives her an allowance. He pays her bills. He buys her a phone. He helps her quit her job. He takes her on vacation. He gets her pregnant right away. He buys her a diamond ring. He gives money to her family. He pays off her family debts. He buys her a scooter. He helps her brothers and sisters go to college. He helps her get a passport. He applies for a fiancé visa right away. He builds her family a house, and on and on. You get the idea? So, it's a truth.
Okay, this woman is now talking about what you'll see when dealing with potential scammers. Because there are scammers when it comes to this international dating thing. There are. There honest to God are. I had to deal with them a few times too. So here's how you can handle it. If one of the girls on those international dating apps is asking you for money, if she asks you for money, the way how she's describing, block her immediately. Just block her immediately. Don't even entertain it. Do not entertain it. And also submit a complaint and report about that woman on that international dating app and let her know, hey, this girl is utilizing your company for this purposes. Trust me, they will take it seriously. They honest to God will.
Statement that overwhelming majority of Filipinas don't have to work very hard for their relationships with foreigners because foreigners make it way too easy for them. And this is understandable because the guys are excited. And it's free to ask, so a beautiful Filipina has nothing to lose by asking you if you'll buy her a phone. So of course, if you feel like you hit the relationship jackpot, you're going to want to buy her a phone. But the problem is that if you buy her it for her, she just quickly learned that if she wants something, all she has to do is ask a foreigner for it. And she'll get it without giving any effort. Now, you might be saying, come on Irish, give these Filipinas a break. They have hard lives and they make less than $1 an hour. But it doesn't matter how hard their lives are. If you make it easy for them, they will not be invested in your relationship. Sure, it might help them a little, but it only be temporary and it's not going to help your relationship. Because if you don't have to work for something, you typically don't place a high value on it. So yeah, free stuff is a great. But once there's no more free stuff, she'll be gone. You could probably give a Filipina $1 million and it would be gone in a few months and she'd have the exact same problems she has right now. The other trap with this is what I call the dentist problem. If you have the worst toothache of your life and you're in misery and you find a dentist that has ability to immediately take away your pain, you're going to tell him that you love him and want to have his baby and that you will never leave him if he can fix your toothache. Chances are, you'll tell him whatever he wants to hear if it means he'll fix your pain. So, he fixes it. And 15 minutes later, you walk out of the dentist's office and move on with your life. Typically, dentists overcome this problem by making you set up an appointment. Pay money, get an x-ray, and then they'll fix your problem. You can't just show up. You have to show some effort for them to fill your cavity. So, what's the solution? It's typically pretty simple. Make your Filipina work for it. Don't make things too easy for her. Because the more she invests in the relationship, then the more she's going to value the relationship. And the more value she places on the relationship, the harder it's going to be for her just to walk away. More value means she's going to be 1,000 times more loyal, dependable, and faithful. And she's going to be much better partner.
Okay, I definitely 100% agree with this woman when it comes to making the girl work for it. Definitely. I'll be honest with you, I did that with Carlene as well. There were times when Carlene was honestly wanting to pull her hair out because of me. She honestly was. But I can tell you from first-hand experience with all this is how a passport bro can separate his bridal candidates from those who just want to play fat foreigner. Because after all, there is a huge difference, a very huge difference, between a girl who's willing to put in the work to earn that ring from you and a woman who just wants it. There is a huge difference.
So, what are some practical ways you can do this? Here's some ideas. For starters, make her fit into your schedule for video calls or chats. You shouldn't be waking up at 3 a.m. every day to chat with her. She should have to sacrifice just as much as you do. Also, for starters, don't let her bring friends or family to your dates when you're first starting to get to know each other. Let her earn that privilege. Don't tolerate her being late on dates. Give her a pass on the first date. But if it happens again, give her a kind but firm warning. Make her show up on time if she's going to be with you. Never ever give her big amounts of money or try to solve any of her problems. A little allowance or help with daily needs is okay. But if you give her money and make the amount smaller and more frequent as opposed to any big amounts. It is true that life can be challenging in the Philippines, but
Okay, when it comes to the allowance thing, I wouldn't do that until after you give her the ultimate trust test, which I went over in a previous YouTube video, so you guys definitely should probably look into that. And I agree, make it small, but only do it if you guys want to. Like, if she asks for it, cut her off. That whole allowance thing should be a gift from you. It shouldn't be something that she's asking for. And you should make it small, especially when you have the value of the American dollar on your hand, if you ever choose to do it. I 100% agree with this.
We're strong. If you want to help your Filipina, that's great and it's okay. But be smart about it.
All right, everybody. That's all we got time for today. If you like this content, by all means, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It really helps us out. Look us up on Patreon. Leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave a comment as well. It really does help us out. It really does. And as for all the women from overseas, like Philippines, Thailand, Brazil, etc., once again, thank you so much. And for all the men who are still questioning if being a passport bro is your thing, well, my only question for you is, what's holding you back? I really want to know. I will gladly help you out.